I just wanted to ask to take 2 of our part-time employee conflict attorney positions and combine it into 1 full-time attorney position. The reason is we have no applications for part-time attorneys of individuals that we think are qualified that we should hire within the county, and hourly is exceedingly expensive.
So this is very similar to what you did at the
Pardon?
last meeting. This is very similar to what you did at the last meeting, correct?
Yes,
For
identical.
2022.
Yeah, we just want to do it for 2021. We want to move 1. I think what our plan is to post it externally to see how much interest we get, and I think that will help us gauge for 2022 as well. And we have someone that's actually interested within our conflict division. I mean, obviously we can't hire them. We have to post it and see what other applicants we have. But that's our plan at this point.
And it'll obviously be probably a small savings to the county, correct?
I'm sorry?
It'll be a small savings to the county?
Yeah, this year it will.
Yeah.
Long-term, I'm not sure because perf is included in full-time and not part-time.
Okay. And then, so this might be a Shirley question. Regular part-time, do those need to be eliminated? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So the motion would need to be the creation of the new full-time public, actually, it's just an attorney position, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to eliminate 2 of the regular part-time positions and then create 1 full-time position. And it's my understanding that this is just doing the 22 then will be reduced by that amount. The ones that she asked for
Yes.
22 will be reduced by
But
that amount. We're just
okay.
doing the ones early.
Okay.
So,
But the position is actually just called attorney.
yes, we have eliminated the conflict and all of that so
Okay.
that they can move them as necessary.
So we need to eliminate 2 regular part-time attorney positions, create 1 full-time attorney position.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mr. President, I would move that we eliminate 2 regular part-time conflict attorneys and create
No, just-
1 full-time attorney.
Right, well, they're both attorney, meaning,
Okay.
yeah,
Consider my motion amended.
okay. All right, so we have a motion?
You good? Second.
All right, any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that carries.
Thank you.
All right. And surely we have some cleanup from last
Should have
meeting.
stayed up here. Okay, and you're right, this is just a little bit of cleanup. When the 2022 positions were requested for fairgrounds, they asked for a maintenance technician, LTC2, and there was no such description. So what was really intended was to create another one of the assistant property managers. So eliminate the maintenance technician, create assistant property manager, LTC2, and that's for 2022.
Just house cleaning. Just a different title.
Yes.
Exact same things.
Yes, just,
So,
that happens a lot. People just assume different titles, and so.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the name change for this title.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, grants. Sharon. Do I see Sharon? Is Sharon coming? Okay. You're the first one up, so.
I'm here on the Project Safe Neighborhood Grant in the amount of $60,385.50. As you know, Project Safe Neighborhood was a federal grant program that started in 2001. It was through all 50 states, all 94 U.S. attorneys' offices. In 2011, the federal government ceased funding it. They've now resumed funding it for this fiscal year. And the Northern District U.S. Attorney's Office notified us and asked us to apply. So we're going to be applying that amount. The focus for going forward is to launch a violent crime reduction strategy, strengthening your Project Safe Neighborhood programs locally. We've continued the PSN program here. I never stopped that program. We funded it through alternative funds, non-taxpayer funds. So we're very pleased that we now have these funding mechanism back in place. But strengthen your local PSM program. PSM program is built on newly articulated core principles of fostering trust and legitimacies in our communities, supporting community-based organizations that help prevent violence from occurring, setting focus on strategic enforcement priorities, and measuring the results and efforts. The focus for this year's grant, which we've already written, is on gun violence in your community and the increase in serious violent crime. With that, I ask your permission to apply for this grant and look forward to receiving the grant money from our U.S. Attorney's Office.
Mr. President, I would move that we grant permission to apply for the grant for the Project Safe Neighborhood.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Does anybody need any more information from Pat? Just kidding.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes. All right, and permission to
Sharon's
accept.
here.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So you've got prosecutor taken care of, so we need to accept some grants, please. The Health Department, Community Corrections, and Sheriff's Office all receive funding from the Tippecanoe County Drug-Free Coalition, the LLC funds that they receive. Drug-Free Coalition awarded $7,313 to the Health Department for funding the Recovery Coach in conjunction with Gateway to Hope. And there's no match to the county for this fund.
Mr. President, I move that we move approval to accept the grant from the Health Department as stated.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes.
Community Corrections received $5,850 for funding of a recovery coach as well, and no match from the county.
Mr. President, I would move that we grant permission to accept the grant in the amount of $5,850 as outlined by Sharon.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes.
And the Sheriff's Office received $13,650 for funding the intoximeters for their patrol cars, and again, no match from the county.
Mr. President, I move that we grant permission to accept for the Sheriff's Office as stated.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes.
In front of you, you should have some MOUs and contracts for Carry Home and Youth Services, two contracts for the JDAI 21 programming to continuing offering the T-Brain programming and yoga in the schools, as well as 3 MOUs for the DOC grant for the truancy services with West Lafayette Community Service Schools, TCSC, and LSC.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the addendum to the grant administration agreement specifically to Amber Gibson for the yoga sessions in the school for the children, not to exceed $600.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes.
So that's all of the contracts and MOUs?
I'm going to
Do
do
them one
them
at a time?
separately. Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
Mr. President, I would also move that under the same addendum to the grant administration agreement, we approve the agreement with Laura Stoll for parenting the teen brain, not to exceed $2,000.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes.
And then, Mr. President, we have an MOU for the Partnership for Truancy Mediation that is with the Lafayette School Corporation at $12,240, the West Lafayette School Corporation, $2,040, and the Tippecanoe School Corporation at $8,160, and I move that the MOU be approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes.
Thank you. I'd like to remind you of the public hearing that we had after this meeting for the CDBG funding from Phase 1 that we had. It'll be a short meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, we have one change order from the TCCO project from Brand Electric. It's a deduct of $559. It's for the removal of some smoke detectors in the return air supply side. Apparently, those were not needed. I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, that passes. Reports on file. We have a report from the Building Commission, from Crystal Creek Boarding Kennel, from Mail and Duplicating, the Treasurer's Office, clerk of the circuit court, and the rural transportation report. And those will be on file in the commissioner's office. All right. Any unfinished or new business?
No, sir.
Okay. Public comment. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to public comment? Good morning.
Good morning. Members of the commission, we do ask that you please sign in.
Oh, I already have, so
Thank you.
yeah. Did that ahead of time. I'm Mike Morris, 902 South 11th Street. I'm a retired soldier and retired from business. I'm here more or less representing Lafayette Citizens in Action and other folks who want to thank you for standing strong, because due to SB 5 being passed last year in the state legislature and the state legislature overrode the governor's veto, you have the power to protect us from health department overreach. Nobody elected the CDC to a thing. Nobody elected the health department to a thing. They can't make law. They can only issue guidance. So now we have an elected body that can make that final decision, and we're glad that it's this Board of Commissioners here. And we trust that you will make the decision to allow us to make our own choices, assess the situation, and move on from there. We don't seek to make anybody else do anything else. We just want to be left alone to make our own decisions. Meanwhile, there are other elected bodies in this county, TSC and LSC, that have elected school boards. They make their own decisions about masks and other items. I urge you not to get involved with that. That is their bailiwick. They stand for election. Half of them stand for election next year, and the voters can sort that out then. That's all I have to say, and thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak? And before you get started, if there is anyone else, I forgot to mention prior that there is a 3-minute limit on public comment. I'm sure you won't go over that, right, Kent?
30 seconds is the goal. Kent Croft, Department of Information Technology. I'd like to introduce Vic Averill. Vic is our new Unified Communications Engineer. He's already been working wonders with our phone system. He comes to us from the Department of, well, I'm sorry, he was a contractor from the DOD, comes to us from Virginia.
Welcome aboard. Good morning. Glad to have you. Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Seeing none,
Motion to adjourn?
we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
I was really trying to